Temperature warnings have been issued in 17 departments. This Friday, some places will see temperatures as high as 39 degrees Celsius. Now, officials warn that everyone should be careful, but the risk is greatest to children, the elderly, and people suffering from chronic diseases. Scientists say human-induced climate change is making extreme weather like this more intense and more frequent. That hot weather has made it difficult for firefighters in the southern department of Aude, but they say the massive wildfire there is finally contained. The blaze, which is larger than Paris, killed at least one person and injured more than a dozen. Around 2,000 firefighters have been working to extinguish the blaze. We can speak to our reporter, Carys Garland, standing by now. Hello to you, Carys. Tell us a little bit about where you are at the moment.
So I'm standing in the middle of the Cabrerisse forest. On the way here, we were able to drive through an area normally closed off to the public and journalists, and we were able to see the extent, the sheer amplitude of this disaster, blackened hills and valleys, power lines too, as completely snapped off or still smoldering even, with the odd pocket of vineyards still seemingly intact. Then we drove to this village called Cabrerisse. It was basically cut off from the rest of the world after that fire struck. Flames literally reached the very edge of the village where the welcome sign was. Just to the right of it was the blackened bushland and the bright red welcome sign to the village. Firefighters focused their efforts particularly on this area because there is an aged care home there where if they were forced to evacuate, that would have been very difficult for these people who are in a vulnerable or delicate states. So firefighters really paid more attention to this area. The network there, for example, has now been restored, but also on the way to this village, we passed through another one where we saw how people there are organizing themselves and trying to serve as the link between other residents and security officials so that they know what information to pass on using walkie-talkies, for example, in the absence of phone lines. So this is how people are organizing here with the sheer destruction still coming to light.
Yeah, and what can you tell us about firefighters' efforts to extinguish the blaze?
So after containing the blaze on Thursday evening, firefighters are now working to secure, prevent any other outbreaks, reigniting flames. They're putting those out very quickly, and they'll focus their efforts now on bringing this fire under control. So they made progress, notably using drones with GPS capabilities and cameras so that they could identify the most important areas and focus all their resources on them. But as you mentioned, France, this area in particular is going to be in a heat wave by the weekend with temperatures reaching maximums of 40 degrees in some areas. So while the weather this Friday morning has been favorable with a 60% humidity and a little bit of rain even, people are still on watch. You can see that there are still areas smoldering behind me. So firefighters are remaining vigilant. There are still just under 2,000 firefighters on the ground working to put this out, and authorities say it could take weeks or months even to extinguish everything completely.
All right, Carys, thank you very much. Carys Garland reporting.